Live from Sweet Swine County, where every day is sweet, it's Split Hoof Tonight with Billy Gates and the Broken Windows Band. Hi, I'm Earl Silo, and now let's welcome Sweet Swine's one and only Cousin John.
Hey, thanks folks. Welcome to another great installment of Split Hoof Tonight. And I'm here. Okay, what? Never mind. Folks, I want to let you know that tonight's show is brought to you by the NSA. You know, the only part of our government that actually listens. Anyway, speaking of government and how they spend our money, officials recently found 200 dead crows on the road over there between Dubbo and Broken Hill. Yeah. Of course, first thing they feared, bird flu. Now, they hired a pathologist, they spent a bunch of money, found out it's not the bird flu. They determined that 98% of these birds had died from impact with a truck, and only 2% were killed by cars. Well, what's the difference, you know? So the government, they hire an ornithological behaviorist to determine the discrepancy as to why more of them are killed by the trucks and not by the cars. Well, 18 months and $16.2 million later, they found out that when crows eat roadkill, they always post a lookout up on a tree nearby or on one of the high lines over there. Come to find out, these crows can only say caw. They can't say truck. Anyway, folks, stick around. We got a great show tonight. We'll be right back.
Hi, Prairie Ann here. You probably know me from that hit talk show, The Women of Sweet Swine County, but I'm not here to talk about me today. My fellow celebrities and I have discovered some incredible counties and towns in our neighboring communities that you're sure to want to learn about. Let's take a look.
Located in Palo Alto County, a Heavenly Celebration in Emmetsburg, Iowa, was established in September of 2000. A Heavenly Celebration came to life thanks to a visionary proprietorship of Ruth Brown. A Heavenly Celebration is located in the historic 1896 First Congregational Church in Emmetsburg, Iowa. The building was transformed, but important elements as the slatted wood flooring, pews, and the exquisite original stained glass windows were preserved. These components all work together to provide a memorable atmosphere for the client. A Heavenly Celebration specializes in bridal gowns, bridesmaid, prom, and other special occasion gowns, as well as head-to-toe accessories. A Heavenly Celebration also offers tuxedo rental, bridal registry, and gifts for every event or season. A Heavenly Celebration always has an eye to the future and will ring in the new year by restyling once again to allow for their expanding patronage. Meanwhile, the experienced staff will continue to oversee each detail right down to fastening the ribbon on every gift-wrapped box as it leaves for your Heavenly Celebration. The next time you are in Emmetsburg, Iowa, stop into a Heavenly Celebration. You'll be glad you did.
Hello, Sweet Swine County. This is Clarice Plow, head reporter for Hidden Away, Not Forgotten. We have lots of people, places, and things to do. My team of reporters and I have been traveling throughout our storied country in search of big stories in small towns.
Located in Lyon County, Minneota Building Materials in Minneota, Minnesota was established in January of 2003. In November of 2002, United Building Centers closed the local lumberyard. The buildings were then sold to PBM Land Management out of Pipestone, Minnesota. Minneota Building Materials supply building materials for any building project that their customers come in with. They sell doors, windows, siding, steel, lumber, and much more. Local contractors are the main walk-in business for the small-town lumberyard. Minneota Building Materials has the ability to draw up plans for new houses, remodels, or additions on existing houses, and even outbuildings if needed. The staff at Minneota Building Materials helps their customers any way they can, and all 6 of the employees all live in or around Minneota. Need a project estimate? Minneota Building Materials has 3 staff members that do estimates. Need your order delivered? Minneota Building Materials has 2 employees that make the deliveries and pull the loads that are needed. They make deliveries not only in Minneota, but also to other communities in the area. And let's not not forget the employee that does the general office duties and keeps the office running smoothly. Minneota Building Materials stocks supplies that they know their customers want and need in order to keep their business local. Need a storage unit? Minneota Building Materials also has an 11-unit rental storage building with 2 10x10 units and 9 10x20 units. Stop in and see what Minneota Building Materials has. Minneota Building Materials, Minneota, Minnesota.
Well, hey, thanks, folks. Welcome back to Split Hoof tonight. So, hey, Jeff, buddy, what are you doing here?
Well, Cousin John, I'm filling in for Earl.
Okay.
He sent you a note to fill you in.
I got it right
you
here.
got it right there? Okay.
Says, oh, golly, Earl's handwriting isn't the greatest here.
Is that all that's from Earl?
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Cousin John, Earl here. I'm sending Jeff, who lives over in High Horse, right here in Sweet Swan County, to fill in for me. Yes, he does look a lot like that producer guy from Our Story Productions. But he can't be because he's my friend, and good God, how long does this go?
He goes on and on, as always.
Okay, well, let's get down here a little bit. Oh, I am not there because I'm on the road in search of one of them their internet machines. So Earl's out buying a computer?
Earl is out buying a computer. He looked all over Sweet Swan County, couldn't find one. He went to Clem's feed store.
Yeah.
He said all they had was old machinery, like, I don't know, what would they have?
Calculators and abacus?
Yes, that's what. Well, I'm sure Clem has.
That could be.
That could easily be
Clem
the case.
uses an abacus back behind the counter there. I've seen him.
Well, he said he's going to find himself one, as he puts it, an internet machine.
An internet machine.
Because he's been going and checking out some websites on that web.
I bet I know why he has to get his own machine, though.
Why?
Carolyn, the librarian, kicked him out of the library again.
I bet you're right.
I'll bet you're right.
Bet you're right. Well, he is on search for this because he's been checking out these 2 websites in particular. He told me all about them. You know how he talks.
Oh, yeah.
Told me all about them, and they're from Our Story Productions. They sounded pretty interesting.
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, what Jeff is talking about here is Our Story Productions, and they're the company that brings us all our great little programs that we produce here in Sweet Swan County, and they bring them out to all our fans there in Iowa, Minnesota, Wisconsin, and South Dakota.
That's right, Cousin John. And the 2 websites that he's talking about by Our Story Productions, one is called OurStoryIowa.com, and the other is called OurStoryMinnesota.com. Oh. And you know, I checked them out myself. Amazing. Simply amazing. They are. He's right. Earl's right. These are amazing, and he probably should get himself a new computer.
So Earl got something right. Well, tell me a little bit, what do these sites have for features and all that?
When I looked at it, I was pretty amazed because they have, it's a video map guide is what they call these websites. So when you go on it and you are looking like for some place to go out to eat or something like that, you can select a place to eat. It shows where they're located on the map, and then a video pops up so you can watch an actual video about that location that you want to visit.
And so they've got this all categorized by these places?
Every single category you can imagine, including the cities themselves, a lot of the chambers, places to eat, name any kind of business or organization, you can look right on there and find it.
So if I was looking for, I want some new cowboy boots, I want a Western wear store. I just click on Western wear stores and show me all of them that are around.
Shows all of them in the state. You select which one you want, shows it where it's located in the state, and you can watch a video about it.
Map how to get there, watch video about it. Boy, that's
you know, and for Earl to find this, I thought this was amazing.
Well, you know, why didn't you show him, like, you got one of them there interweb machines right there?
I do indeed.
Do you think that's something like he's going to come back with?
You know, yeah, he's going to come back.
Or are we going to be looking for, like, Big Blue?
That's right. Well, I don't know what he's going to come up with. But on this site, too, you can look at blogs, like it shows some different blogs and different things. Points of interest, there's links to the towns. Like this one has over 100 towns in Iowa, in Minnesota. And I'm sure they're going to be adding, like, Wisconsin and South Dakota and all the other towns that they're featuring now.
Hey, Jeff, thanks for bringing those to our attention.
Glad to do it.
Good. Folks need to know that. What do you say we bring in our guests?
Let's go.
Okay. Folks, you are in for a treat tonight. Coming from Dickinson County, that's just up there in northern Iowa, a little town of Superior, Iowa, and that's kind of right in between Estherville and Spirit Lake.
You bet.
Please join us in giving a really warm welcome to Scott and Diane Benjamin, and they're from the Little Swan Lake Winery and Bed and Breakfast. Hey, welcome. Hey, we're really glad to have you guys here. And now, for you folks that watch a lot of our shows, might recognize these two because they were on the Cocklebur Morning Show a while back.
I
believe.
remember that.
Yeah, I did happen to see that episode, and I also have had the great pleasure of visiting your little place and sampling some of your goods before. That's very, very nice. But I was there a few years ago, and I don't recall seeing anything about a bed and breakfast. Tell me a little about that.
Well, that's been in existence for 2 seasons. And we just moved in a grain elevator, and my wonderful husband remodeled it, and it's now a bed and breakfast.
Out of a grain elevator. I like that. Of course, this is the old Grange Hall that I foreclosed on from my bank and made into our studio. So we're familiar with repurposing. That's great. So Scott, you're the main winemaker, are you?
I am the winemaker. That's the basement room where the wine is all made. That's my room.
That's your room.
That's my room, yes.
Off limits to most everybody else, and
Nah, pretty much wide open to everybody else too.
I thought maybe there was those secret recipes that we
Oh,
had
yeah.
to, hide the 17 herbs and spices or something from the Colonel. But
I keep them under lock and key.
oh, there you go.
Yeah,
How long have you had the winery?
we opened the winery in 2003. We got our first grapes in the fall of 2002 and made some wine, so we had something to sell.
Awesome.
And it's been just going ever since.
Now, you guys also, don't you every once in a while have some musical entertainment and some dinners and that type of thing?
Every Sunday,
Every
we
Sunday.
do live music from 4 to 6 p.m.
Okay.
And we do a lot of local talent. We try and find, really good musicians. And we also serve a buffalo meal.
Well, where do you get your buffalo at?
Where they're raised right on our farm.
I used to drive by there almost daily and saw a couple of little ones and watched them as they grew, and man, they get big.
No, I don't mean to interrupt, Cousin John, but I'm feeling a little parched.
Yeah, I was thinking too, I remember a little bit of the stuff that I did sample down there was quite good. I wondered did you happen to bring any along with you?
In fact, we did.
Really?
We just happened to have some
I
here.
just happen to have a couple glasses.
How
here.
fortunate.
We could get ourselves set up here.
Thank you. So tell us what we're having here.
Okay, this is a Syrah, and I get a lot of grapes from all over the place. I get a lot of local grapes. I brought a wine here called La Crescent that's made with grapes from Round Lake, Minnesota. These grapes come to me from California. Been buying from the same gentleman since we started, and he grows good grapes and takes good care of us, and that's all I can ask for. So they get shipped to me in 1,000-pound boxes as grapes, and usually I buy 14, 15 tons of grapes from California every year and get another maybe 10 to 15 locally. This is a 2008. And the year on a bottle of wine is the year the grapes were picked. So this
Okay.
is several years old now. And red wines just get better and better as they age for the first several years. So I'm fortunate enough to be able to wait a few years.
Now, with your buffalo meals that you make, is buffalo similar to like some of the more wild games that's lower in fat and that type of thing than what, say, beef or...
I always tell people that buffalo is sweeter than beef, but it's not gamey like elk or deer or whatever. And it's very high in protein, low in fat, low in cholesterol.
And it tastes like chicken.
It tastes like chicken.
No,
No, it doesn't.
it tastes like buffalo.
Yeah.
It
It's
really
like
does.
buffalo.
And
Do
every
they-
time she fixes a meal on Sunday when we have live music, it's something different. It might be ribs, it might be burgers, it might be roast, lasagna, spaghetti, tacos, chili.
Now these music specials and the dinners you have on Sundays, is that something that somebody needs to, probably get a reservation for?
It's a good idea.
Good idea?
Yeah, because we are limited as far as space. Our event room holds about 90 people
Oh, okay.
comfortably at tables. So
Well, that's still pretty good.
So tell Cousin John and I, how did this all happen? How did you get into the business? What motivated you? What inspired you?
Which business? The buffaloes, the wine, the
Yes.
bed and breakfast?
well, we probably should start with the buffalo. The buffalo came with the husband.
There you go.
So 20 years ago, I got a herd of buffalo and 2 kids.
And we were both ex-band directors, so we had to do something different. We had to get out of that
Something
world.
new.
Yeah, something new. We basically just jumped into the winery thing. We visited a winery in New Mexico on a vacation.
Okay.
And it just looked like really a fun way to make a living, is what we thought at the time. So
You already were living on the farm?
yeah, we were on the farm already. We just basically forgot about it, came home, made a living. But shortly after that, saw a little notice for a grape growing in Iowa meeting, and we went to that, and we thought, why not? Let's plant some grapes. And so we did that for a couple years, and then thought, we're halfway off the cliff. You can't stop halfway down.
You got grapes. What are you going to do?
Yeah. So we just went ahead and did about a 3-year project to get the licensing done, get the building done, get equipment, get something to make wine with, and make some wine to sell.
So do you produce a wide variety of types of wines?
We have probably 30 at this point. 35 different varieties.
You know, we're all in this upper Midwest type of climate and stuff, but the grapes will actually grow. Certain varieties, I suppose, grow in these.
Yeah, we plant cold hardy varieties. Most of them have been developed by the University of Minnesota.
Now, what is this one here that we're trying?
This is a wine called Pinotage. It's created in 1925 in South Africa, blending Pinot Noir and Hermitage.
Okay.
And so for a long, long time, it was the signature wine in South Africa. It was the thing they exported the most of.
Did you notice, Cousin John, the labels and the names? How is that determined?
Well, the name is the name of the wine, is
Sure.
the name of the grape. In most of these, some of these are not. There's also what's called a fanciful name, which just means you can make one up.
Sure.
As long as you describe what it is on the bottle. Our son designs our labels, so it's just been fun. And of course, he's in Chicago, so it's all done by email, which makes it fun because we just see a sketch and then we see something a little more finished.
See the progress.
See the progress.
Now, you were saying that you've got 35 varieties of wine. How does that range? What types of wines and?
Well, basically, the answer to that is to take care of customers, you need some of everything because people's tastes are all across the board. And so we go all the way from sweet to dry reds. I'm a dry red wine person, so we do a lot of dry reds, but we sell a lot of the sweeter, the blends. We have one called Buffalo Blush that's just kind of in the middle. It's been our best seller since we opened.
Oh, okay.
And another one, Summer Peach, which is it's white wine with peach juice in it. So it's basically flavored white wine with peach. And it is, when we have this, it outsells everything. And so my line is the lighter wines and the blushes, they pay the bills while the reds sit and age. And one of my fun things is to do, it's called a vertical tasting, a bunch of different years of the same wine. Mm-hmm. And they might taste a little different every year because the grapes are different, but smoother and smoother and smoother and smoother every year.
I understand there might be some sort of a new venue kind of coming maybe this summer.
Well, we do a lot of weddings.
Oh, okay.
And we have an area up through the vineyard that there's a circle of trees that were planted many, many years ago, probably when the farm was homesteaded.
Okay.
And why they put these trees in a circle, I don't know, but it's a great place to have a wedding. We do just about any kind of rental party you could imagine. If you want to rent the room or the outside venue, that's great. Scott is hopefully planning to get started this spring on our new amphitheater.
Oh, that'd be great because you kind of got a natural bowl of the land there where
When you come in the driveway and you come kind of get it down a hill, and there's a nice side hill there.
Yeah, on the left there when you come in.
We're also hoping to bake some artisan breads and have that along with some cheese.
Now, what's the best way for our folks at home to get a hold of you guys?
Give us a call or our website. We're also on Facebook.
Okay. Well, folks, we want to thank you for coming and seeing us again up here and gracing our stage and wetting our whistles. And you can count on some of us. We might get Prairie Ann and Miss Minnie, and we'll get a group and we'll come down some Sunday night.
That'd be great.
Make sure we
That'd be great.
let you guys know ahead of time. Well,
Mint.
folks, you know what? I think that's about going to do it for us tonight. Once again, I want to thank Scott and Diane Benjamin from Little Swan Lake Winery down in Superior, Iowa, for stopping by to see us.
Thank you.
Wave goodbye to folks at home.
Thank you.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Bye.